Yo, what's going on, everybody? Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Hey, what's going on, Chaz? Can
Yo,
you
what's
hear me
up?
all right?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure because my audio's been a little funky. Uh, and I wanted to share some things with y'all, a little bit of news of what's going on around the country that I've been hearing about. Y'all know I usually do Democracy Now! News, and I will get into that tomorrow with Revolution News Link. However, I wanted to touch on some stuff today, give y'all a little bit of information because there's a mother that needs some awareness brought to her, I feel, and I wanted to share some information in hopes that y'all could donate to her GoFundMe. Uh, so before I get into that, I do want to start with: did y'all hear about this mayor in Georgia? You hear about this, Chaz?
Yeah, wait, where?
Georgia. All right, so
No.
there's a mayor of South
Oh,
Fulton.
it's the one in
All right.
Fulton.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've
So
heard about that. Yeah.
let me get into this, y'all. So don't come for me. Listen to me for a second, all right? Because I can't find the original article that I saw, but this particular article that I am going to go through and read to y'all really quick. Uh, I haven't read it yet. The one that I originally read, right? The language in it was very telling into the way that they wanted audiences to soak up the information and form their own opinion, right? Which was pretty much out to try and make him out to be like he did some kind of harm,
Well,
and
yeah, because he's black.
that part, because had he been a white mayor and was just snooping around, they would have said he was just snooping around.
Right.
And they put a lot of different things in like quotation marks to make it a point to tell people that it was him that felt this way, not like it's supposed to be a generalized thought that we all had. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the mayor of South Fulton, Georgia, was arrested Saturday morning after he walked into a private lake house that they said, quote unquote, believed was abandoned, and exchanged hostile words with the homeowner, according to an incident report. So they charged him, and then they put this in the second paragraph, like this is the beginning of the article. They had to mention that he was charged with criminal trespass and burglary in the first degree. Okay, again, this is the mayor of South Fulton, Georgia, who was, I guess, just walking around the neighborhood, but he also loved this lake house and he happened to want to check it out. He assumed that it was abandoned. Okay, what is the harm in that? People walk in abandoned places all the time. Also, not to like, I'm not really, I don't care about clout. I don't care what title you have, but you would think that a mayor of a town that he's literally walking around in should get some kind of leeway as to like, because other people have. I can tell you about what the fuck is his name? The guy here in Pennsylvania that you had something to say, the bald guy that had a stroke here in
Oh,
Pennsylvania.
Fetterman.
Fetterman. Yes, so Fetterman had pulled out a gun on a black guy that happened to be on his property. And
Right.
no one's saying anything about that. Why? Like he got a
I
little bit of
never,
flack
what's
for it.
crazy
Like
is
he
that,
just
yeah,
kind of
right.
kept, like he got a little bit of flack for it, but it was just kind of smeared over. He didn't face any charges or anything. And so like my thing is, yes, this guy was trespassing, but the homeowner saw him walking around on the property and went and pulled a gun out on him until the police came. And the mayor's trying to tell him, like, you don't know who the fuck I am? And it's not like, oh, you don't know who I am? No, it's like, dude, I'm the fucking mayor and you have a gun pulled out on me. Like, and I would assume too that the police would at least not be the way that they were when they got there.
What's crazy
We know
though
the system though.
is I'll be completely honest, man. If you look at it, anything that black people have been through, it doesn't even matter their celebrity status
Yep.
when it comes to involvement with the police, because we've seen it with legislators, we've seen it with attorney generals that are black
What's
that
his
get
name?
pulled over.
Ving Rhames.
Right. So it
He
even
was in front of
Brandon
his
Marshall,
house.
Ti.
Right.
There's so many other stories. Even LeBron James.
Oprah.
these right that they because of the color of their skin
Right.
they get profiled. That's not right. So when we go back to there's two tiers to this judicial system, to the court system, and how people are treated. People really need to take that for what it really is, because it's real life, and I'm sorry that people can't see it for what it really is, but it's there,
Yep.
and I
I
hate pinpointing it.
seriously, the homeowner told him, "No, motherfucker, stay right there." Like, okay, if I'm telling you I'm the fucking mayor, I just y'all want to have respect for all these police officers, but you elected this motherfucker. Or do you not know the mayor of the town that you're in? Because that speaks a lot about you too.
But see, but if they don't work, if they don't live in their community and only police it, why would they know who the mayor is?
That part, because he was a homeowner of this property, but he didn't live in the property.
Hmm.
That's what made the mayor assume that it was abandoned in the first place.
Right.
The homeowner must have had cameras or must have a home nearby, because he got to the property while the mayor was still there and pulled the gun out on him.
See, and that's crazy to me, right? And now, what if this man would have shot and killed this mayor for trespassing, right?
Exactly.
And what would be it? Because we've seen how it went down in Florida, where the lady yelled at the lady's kids, and she went to go say something to her, and the minute she knocked on the door, just started shooting and killed her,
Mm,
and wasn't even charged with murder.
mm.
Was charged with involuntary manslaughter.
Ugh.
Right. Talking about
Like we say all the time, it's two justice systems.
right. And it makes no sense to me of like we can even talk about it of like, and I bet you they probably didn't arrest this man. I'm not talking about the mayor,
Right.
because he
I don't think
wasn't
they
wrong.
did. Let me check.
He wasn't wrong. I think they did arrest the
He
mayor
was
though.
he was arrested. The mayor was
Right.
arrested and
But
charged, and they made him take a fucking mugshot.
mm-hmm.
Everything, like booked his ass. Like, really?
Oh yeah, they
Y'all
wanted to
work
treat
for
his ass
him.
because they wanted to know who was in control. This was their one opportunity, because at the end of the day, I've
Yep.
seen it in Brooklyn Center with Mayor Mike Elliott, the
So
former
listen to
Mayor
this.
Mike Elliott.
Since the mayor has started serving as mayor in 2022, June of last year, his administration has been riddled with controversy and disruption. In July of last year, he declared that he was suing city council members and the city attorney over a public records investigation. Members of the city council sued to oust him from office in March of 2023 on the grounds that he violated a city charter.
Now, how isn't what they're doing not retaliation?
It
What
could
does
be
this
some kind of right,
homeowner have
right.
connections to the city council members? See, people ain't looking at the bigger picture here. They're just looking at it as, oh, a white man felt violated, and it doesn't matter that he's the black mayor. We're just gonna forget all the other shit that he's been going through since he's
Right,
became our mayor,
right.
and just chalk it
That
up
part.
at that. You know, that it just happens to everybody. No, that just
No,
happens to black people.
that part.
You know
Thank
what I'm
you.
saying? Like let's be honest with it. That's the whole sick part for me, is that you know they say that these laws are made for everybody, but no, they're not, because it's coded to work for them
Hmm.
and decoded to work against us.
Hmm.
So
Talk about it, bro. I'm
if
gonna
we didn't,
move.
I mean, just like literally, I literally just did an interview earlier with somebody that was wrongfully convicted, and they had no evidence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that it just shows of where this system plays out of, this is directly targeting, but yet, yeah, I've seen that too. I know, I see what story you're about to get into, and I
Hmm.
haven't talked about this today because I,
Right.
like, honestly, I
Well, see,
came
we
out this,
haven't gotten into this one or the Philly one, so I wanted to take the time and opportunity. I'm glad you jumped on so that we could get into that real quick and debate about that, because people want to shy away from the topic. But I
right,
think that
and
we
I'm
need to
glad you
talk
did,
about that.
because just the fact that we had Jamal Johnson on here last week to
Hmm.
talk about the gun violence in Philly and how much it's being ignored. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And they had just previously had a mass shooting in Philly. So
Yep.
it's, when are we going to finally honestly throw some real solutions at it instead of just throwing money at a problem that money doesn't solve?
and it don't go nowhere. It don't go
Right.
into our hoods. I'll say that.
Nope.
Yeah, y'all.
So let's hear
Nine.
this because I haven't even watched
Yeah,
this. I knew about it, but I've heard, because I always check the National Gun Violence Archive.
right. I didn't until I opened up my news joint. Was like, oh,
Right.
okay. So let's get into this because there's some statistics that it reads at the end I want to get into. So let's check this out. I'm not sure. This is via USA Today.
Okay.
Hold up. Let me. Forgot. I gotta change these settings so y'all can hear it. Let me know if y'all can hear it. All right.
First and foremost, we want to acknowledge all the victims of last night's mass shooting that happened here.
It's kind of low, but you
Thank
still
the
good.
Lord, no one died from last night's mass shooting. But it was a tragic and sad day, nonetheless, and truly shows the massive gun problem we have, not just in Cleveland, not just in Ohio, but across this nation. I'm sick and tired of hearing from our residents and victims of gun violence, and Republicans blaming us as mayors for violent crime. We need their help. We need their help. And it's important that we hold them accountable for passing dangerous gun laws in our state that make it hard for us to keep our communities safe.
So approximately about 2:25 this morning, right here in this location, we have an individual who actually started shooting at a crowd of people. That's what we have right now. It's important to note and understand we have officers assigned here. It's called the warehouse detail. We have officers assigned here at that particular time as patrons were coming out of different nightclubs. We had 2 officers actually and their cars, their marked cars. This particular individual started shooting towards the crowd. As you all know, struck 9 individuals. The officers immediately ran to the gunfire, ran to the victims, and rendered first aid. All the officers rendered first aid to the victims. As I stated, we had 9 total victims, 7 males and 2 females ranging from ages 23 to 38 years old. What we have now, of course, the subject is a black male that we know right now, black male, and that's the extent of it. He has had a grill in his mouth, a gold grill.
What the hell does a gold grill got to do with anything?
Right.
That's because I want to talk about this because there's a couple of things that
Yeah.
the mayor.
Yeah. I knew. See, we on the same page, bro. Because I wrote that down. I want to get into what he said about gun laws and Republicans versus Democrats. I figured you were cool. We on the same page.
Yeah.
So, like, my thing is, he's half right. However, he didn't go the full extent. Like, I feel like, yes, Democrats need Republicans' help. If y'all are about what that mayor specifically saying, Mayor Bibb, if that's what you're about, then yes, they need y'all need Republicans' help, but y'all also have to hold yourselves accountable too, because y'all got yourselves in this mess as well. They both did. They're 2 parts to an evil. So, like, there is truth to what he's saying, that like Republicans are just pointing fingers at the Democrats. But at the same time, Democrats are not holding their own in admitting to what they've contributed to this. Like you said, people just throwing money at shit, and that's what both parties have been doing. They speak in terms of money. They're not speaking on terms of actual policy. Now, I will say, as far as the Republicans go, they have been the ones enacting these open carry laws in Ohio that has made it so hard for them to tackle these police killings and mass shootings. What's your thought?
Right. No, I honestly, my belief is there's no legislation in the world that's going to change gun violence. I do believe that it needs to be a unified fight, though, because the fight for gun legislation. I mean, you look at Democratic run states because he wants to throw the blame on the Republicans, but let's really honestly look at Democratic policies. Because you look at Democratic states, what state, regardless if it's ran by Republicans or if it's ran by Democrats, there's still a gun violence problem.
Right.
So nobody really has the solutions.
Right.
Either side of it, because they're both bullshit.
Right.
It's like, with the Democrats, they want to make red gun laws, whatever the fuck they call red flag laws, or they want to do, you know, other different various background, universal. But what does that help? What is, you know, restricting? Why not restrict AR-15s? Because the minute they do that, they're gonna have a war on their hands.
Yep.
You restrict these guns to these Republicans, and they're gonna get mad.
And they're the ones that have the most guns still.
Right,
And you know it's gonna be the purge up in this bitch.
right. And honestly, most Democrats and people that are on the Democrat side that align with them, they're not ready for a war because half the time they don't even want to fight back anyways.
Right.
They just rather ignore the bullshit and the trauma that goes on, because honestly, everybody should be in this fight. Regardless if you're police brutality, if you're LGBTQ, if you're shit, Blue Lives Matter. Shit. You don't want your police getting killed.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
And it just gets worse every year. No matter how much money we throw at the problem, no matter how much legislation we throw at it, it always still gets worse. And that's the most sickest part.
365 mass shootings in 2023 so far. Gun violence has taken the lives of more than 22,000 Americans so far this year. And it's only July.
Right.
22,000 Americans. It's crazy.
Insane. And then you add so much other things on there that are being neglected, from Medicare, you know, health issues, from overdoses.
That part.
Is this the Parkland shooter?
You tell me.
I don't know.
Let's see. A racist
Walmart in Texas. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He received 90 consecutive life sentences. Patrick Crusius pleaded guilty in the 2019 attack in February after federal prosecutors said they would not seek the death penalty. However, the
24 Let it be. That's crazy.
He was handed a life sentence for each of the 90 charges against him. Wow. On Friday. So I mean, he's still spending his life.
He's alive though, and you got literally innocent black man, innocent brown man
that's getting killed. That is getting executed. Yep.
For being innocent, that they never even committed the crime, but yet this man literally went into a Walmart and didn't just shoot at everybody, shot at Hispanics, because that was a highly Hispanic area, and yet no hate crime, none of that. So where's the outcry of that? Because I'll tell you right now, that sentence is wrong. That does not fit the crime.
I agree.
Now, when you take 9 lives, no. Now when you do all that, that's crazy.
I'm not for killing anyone in any way. But when I'm looking at our supposed criminal justice system and what justice is supposed to be, I agree with you on it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they just give slaps on the wrist, unless you're black and brown. That's it. There's no value on black and brown bodies unless it's killed by the police.
It's crazy.
It is. It's beyond ridiculous. Because what about the Buffalo 10? You know, we don't nobody want to talk about that. Why? You know what I'm saying? Or even what about the church? Hey, there she goes.
Yes, I really want to get into this because Samaria really talks deep about. She gets into a bunch of stuff. Shaun King, Tamika Mallory, Black Lives Matter. But I really want to hone in on the part where she talks about clout chasing and what that means and what impacted families actually need. She's speaking from her heart. So I want to touch on this, and then I want to touch on Lisa Simpson actually touch down in this chat and speak her truth a little bit too. And I want to talk about Lisa Simpson while we're at it. So tune in, y'all, and listen to this clip real quick.
That, and I'm paraphrasing here, that you felt like there was some clout chasing going on. And some people are interpreting it as, well, she took that as a moment to call out President Joe Biden. But what, as somebody who has been in this movement and been personally affected, explain why you felt like it was clout chasing.
Well, it is clout chasing. I don't feel that's what it is. Anytime you have activists, people, we don't even know where these people come from, that's be speaking on behalf of our children. We never asked them to represent us. And then you rep the benefits with movie deals and book deals, and you develop a platform off our children, off our dead children. Absolutely. So we're going to call it what it is. They avalanche chasing Benjamin Crump, Lee Merritt, up and down the United States. We are tired. Okay? We're tired. I'm still building a center for my son. And Black Lives Matter got the nerve to say they got $90 million after 6 months or something. Whatever the case, whatever the wording, I don't have to get it right. I know the facts. You know what I'm saying? So as I'm building and still fighting for justice for my son, because we still got a 10 months left to get perjury charges on Timothy Loman on a state level in Cleveland, Ohio. Those type of people, Sean Kings, Tamika Mallory, Patrice Cullors, y'all make it very hard for us to fight our fight. The families need to be always on the front line. And they need to step up and start saying their kids' name and start coming together as one. So that's the problem that I have. Because they make my job hard. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. And I'm sure everybody around the world is tired too. They ain't taking care of the community. They got families that's homeless. Can't even bury their kids. But you living good. You living real good off our kids. Our baby's blood, loved ones. So I have every right to be angry, and man, it's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. Sean King want to attack me, but why are you attacking me? You know what time it is. You know what you be doing. So I don't understand why I'm the bad guy. But I can't be the bad guy because I ain't the only one to feel like this. So I ain't the only one to feel like this. So I must be doing and saying something right.
Miss Simpson, what was your reaction to the Tamika Mallory's speech at the Grammys?
I'm tired of the shucking and jiving in my fight. This ain't a party to me. We dying on the streets every day, and she want to be up there shaking it fast and watching herself. Not on my watch, not in my fight.
Let me ask y'all, because I think it's important to know what the best thing is from y'all perspective. What is the line, as far as from your perspective, of activism and clout chasing? What would you like to see as a better way to be an activist versus, as y'all are saying it, clout chasing? We can start with you, Ms. Rice.
Thank you. Yes, because someone just asked me that question, so let me clear it up. When you're benefiting off the backs of our baby's blood, and you getting a movie deal or a book deal or any type of platform that you have created because you out there saying our child's name, exploiting our family and things like that, that's what I mean by clout chasing. It's more than one Breonna Taylor. It's more than one Tamir Rice. It's more than one George Floyd. It's a whole bunch of us out here. And they need the support and love and everything too. So that's what I mean, clout chasing. These high profile cases. I never asked to be a high profile case. Let's keep that in mind. They said my son's name. Thank you. But I mean, what you want me to do? I can speak for my son. I speak for myself and I speak for Tamir. I don't need you to speak for me. I'm the one should be getting the movie deal and the book deals and stuff like that. Although I have had some offers, but I'm not impressed. I mean, I don't need none of that. I don't, you know, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to serve the community. You know what I'm saying? So book deals and movie deals, that doesn't mean anything. Yes, nice. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't mean nothing to me. It may mean something to y'all, but it don't mean nothing to me because I done lost. I done lost everything I got. So I'm gonna continue to try to fight for justice for my son, get my center built. You know, we raising money every day. I'm in need of money to build my center.
Ms. Simpson, the same question to you, as far as the line of, what can an activist do to do the actual work but not be perceived as clout chasing?
Get behind us, families, and stop trying to be in the forefront. Stop trying to be the narrative of our situations. Stop trying to be the people's champ, because you're not. Because we ain't getting no victories out here. Nobody haven't got justice. All this corporation want to give us is monetary benefits, and monetary benefits don't get us justice. So these activists, these movements, these networks, and these orgs, this our fight. If they want to stand down with us, get behind us. We tired of them being up in the front, messing up our fight, because they have clearly messed this fight up and got people thinking that our fight is all about money, but it ain't about money. They can give me back Richard, I'll shut up right now. But they can't give me my son back, so I'm not gonna shut up. And I'm gonna bring awareness to all walks of life about how these entities come into our life and get paid off the death of our kids and then just leave us at the funeral.
Ms. Rice, you said Benjamin Crump, Attorney Crump, who was once your lawyer, you called him an ambulance chaser. What about your working relationship with him that folks may not know led you to feel like he's an ambulance chaser?
Well, I mean, that's what he is. But in my case, since Tamir was so global, I met Benjamin Crump, and I thought that he had everything under control. In during the time that we were working together, things just wasn't feeling right. Things wasn't adding up right. I didn't have a lot of my paperwork that I was looking for and that I was entitled to. So I ended up firing Benjamin Crump about 6 to 8 months into our case. It was questionable if he knew any of Ohio laws, and that threw a red flag. Also, some of the behavior that he displayed, I just didn't like it. So I decided to fire him and get with my third set of attorneys.
And Ms. Rice, you also addressed Shaun King, and I have to ask you this. Shaun King has been accused of mishandling fundraisers, and he's denied that, and I've had him on my show before. Did he in any way mishandle funds for your family?
Well, yeah. Well, in the beginning of this, when I was trying to open up a bank account for Tamir, my lawyer called me. Now, this had to happen in 2014. No, actually, this happened, right a couple weeks after Tamir's death. Somewhere around in a couple months, couple weeks, whatever. He called me and said, somebody got a $60,000 check for you. I said, well, who is it? He said, some guy named Shaun King. I said, okay, well, all right, well, get the check, and what we gonna do with it? At that time, I had problems opening up the business account, so the attorney put it in the estate of Tamir Rice. Okay, and an article came out that the attorneys, my first set of attorneys, I got rid of them because they were trying to charge me 40% of everything that I had in the case. So I got rid of them because of that. And they got paid from that money that Shaun King donated or gave to us. It was in Tamir's estate, and I had to split some of it with my kid's father. So I know he probably raised more than that. And Shaun King, I'm gonna need the rest of my money that you raised on behalf of my son, because I didn't ask you to do it. This is what happened. I didn't know this man from nothing, but he raised the money, and he sent me a $60,000 check. Of course I took it. I ain't know no better. Of course I took it. Me and my kids I was homeless, struggling after the death of my son. Yeah, I took it. I ain't really had no choice. So I can't make this up. So I'm gonna need the rest of my money, and I'm had actually raised $100,000, but that's what I heard. I don't have proof of it, but I can tell you he sent me a $60,000 check when I didn't even know who this man was.
And you're saying it
No.
was much more than that.
I'm sure it was. I was told that it was 100,000, but I don't have the proof.
Ms. Simpson, folks may not be aware of your son's story. I think it's really important. Your son was shot by LAPD officers in July of 2016. Please tell us a bit about your son and his story.
My son's name is Richard Risher, Risher, and on July 25th, 2016, he was running while being black, and LAPD shot 70 shots at my 18-year-old, and my baby took 35 shots. I haven't went to court yet. I'm still out here fighting. I had to make the most horrible decision a couple of days ago about my son's case. It's sad how they kill our children out here and then make us have to make decisions that we don't want to make on our son's case. So I've been fighting this fight for 5 years, and I'm still here fighting with my boots on the ground. I'm supposed to go to court May the 11th, but with this COVID and this pandemic, I don't know if I'm going or not. But that ain't gonna stop me though.
Thank you for sharing that. Ms. Rice, let me ask you this. It's a strange thing because I can't even imagine the kind of trauma, right, that you and your family and so many families have went through. And is it a good thing when your son's name is constantly, brought up? Is it, it's a weird balance. I see people on award shows or, on social media bringing up your son, and I'm just wondering, how can folks respectfully do that to mention your son? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's nothing wrong with folks saying their names, period. But when you're ripping the benefits of it, that's a problem, And that's what I can't understand. I mean, we all know how the organizational nonprofit world goes. So, and if we don't know, I don't have time to give you a one-on-one class. So whoever is the nonprofit organization, they know what I'm talking about. They know how that money is funneled. They know this. They know that. They know the game. So they getting paid off our children, and these people thinking that they're actually helping us. When they out there saying Tamir Rice, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, they really think they helping us. I talked to Breonna Taylor mother a couple weeks ago. She said she don't even like Black Lives Matter. I asked her about Tamika. She didn't really have too much to say. Again, they get with these families, they cuff them, they brainwash them, and then can't none of the families get to the families. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to get to Breonna Taylor mother and Ahmaud Arbery for years when this first happened. Nobody put me in contact with them. So they knew that I was going to give them the game. That's what happened. So you see how God works. So that's not my fault. I've been asking, ask Tamir, Mom. I know that people listen to me. I know I got a platform. So when the mother of Tamir Rice asks to speak with you, you think you might want to speak with me, but I don't know if they ever got the message. Because they would, you get blocked. I couldn't get to them. So finally, one day, a couple weeks ago, I just reached out to them on Facebook, on Messenger. And I had brief conversations with both of the women and just let them know we here for you. Whatever you need for us mothers, we're here for you. We want to see you, want to check in with you, And I don't know if they quite understand what's going on because you do be in the fog for a while. You be in the fog. Mm-hmm. But I need for these moms to speak up. Why you let this lady keep speaking on your child, and don't you know it's other Breonna Taylors out here too? So that's the thing that keeps the division. It keeps dividing us, and I'm tired of it. They did that to me too. You don't think I get picked on because I'm Tamir Rice's mother? They pick on me, but I try not to let that bother me because I'm still out here working for the people. My work shows what I'm doing. I don't have to prove nothing. I'm not on the high horse. I don't need to be. I done lost everything I got. My life has been destroyed because of what happened to my family. You better bet your bottom dollars on that. So at this point, I just want them to get out our fight. I want them to make sure they give us our money, our checks, take care of the community, And if they're going to be a part of this community, make sure they put programs in the community and make sure they uplift the community like correct. Don't be getting movie and book deals off our sons and our loved ones' blood. That don't make no sense. It don't feel good. It don't make no sense. So that goes for whoever listening around the world, around the country. That's not right. So until you be in this situation and feel the pain that I feel, you will understand what I'm saying. Because you'll be sitting back looking like, what is they doing? They messing our fight up. You think the white man ain't looking and you think he like, oh no, we can't take them serious. Look at them, they dancing in the street.
She got a point there. Yeah, she definitely got a point there. I want to get into more into Lisa Simpson because we had her on the show the other day. Her and Kim Vaughn, who is the wife of Mohammed Isfahani, who was murdered by the Akron Police Department. Uh, Lisa Simpson is the mother of Richard Risher, who was murdered by LAPD. And they claimed that he had a gun, but that's debated. She has a GoFundMe that I would like to share with y'all. If y'all could please donate. It's 7 years that she has been in this fight to get some kind of justice for her son. And it looks like she's coming up to some kind of opportunity to get this looked at again. So please send your prayers and blessings and good vibes out to the mother of Richard Risher, Lisa Simpson, who is now a good friend to the Leon Block. And we are going to amplify her voice and her story as much and as best as we can. So please, again, donate to this GoFundMe. Share this link. We really would appreciate it. And you also can do your due diligence and do your research. And look up information on Richard Risher, who was an 18-year-old teen fatally shot by the LAPD on July 25th in LA County in Watson. Yeah. I will end with the fact that he liked basketball and music, and he loved making people laugh. And so, yeah, just do your due diligence and donate to the GoFundMe. Do your research, as we always suggest. Make sure you are arming yourself with knowledge. You know what I mean? Like that's all that I ask. That's all that I'm going to ask is just do your research, see how you feel. Definitely donate or share and tell as many people as you can about these impacted families because it's happening every single day. Talk to people about the mass shootings and gun violence that's going on in our nation because it's happening every single day. 365 mass shootings this year. It's only July. Yeah, y'all. So until then, I wanted to just get into those topics. I want to thank Chaz for joining in on the show with me today. And again, just make sure y'all are arming yourselves with knowledge. Be blessed.